Dun, 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 dun. Oh, hello! Yes, my favorite viewer is back. Hello again there, friends and fans. Raptor here, and welcome back to the kingdom. It is a pleasure to see you all here again as our monastery is nearing completion, and things are going rather well in the kingdom. Some many pieces of news to report, so listen up here as we continue on. Thanks as always for smashing the like button. Welcome to all the new members as always, and thanks very much for subscribing. Well, we've redesigned our monastery after having to jump back a little bit in time to find that it seems that currently the rustic legacy church and the Roman church don't yet fully function. So in building them, really it was like having a blank space and people couldn't attend the churches. I tried going back many different ways, but it seems like unfortunately they don't function, which of course in the lower right corner you see in gigantic words, preview build, which means that, well, not everything's fully functioning quite yet, but we built ourselves a red and a blue church here, and also we have some extra churches there, so much more capacity in the town for people. We have 60 here at this church, plus 20 here, plus another 40, plus another 20 there. So everybody in the kingdom has a place to go to church. The only major problem we have now is with clothing, to which we're making 72, 73, and many more weavers and tailors and imports are coming in, which explains our money plummeting. I'm importing a lot of materials, of course, to build some of the things that we haven't had yet, like the monastery that has just completed. Fantastic. Glory to Raptoria. So I had to redesign this a little bit as well. So some things might look a little different. We haven't yet finished our bridge, by the way. That's been removed again. But we have yet a few more things to build then. We have to go back and build our marble mine and our iron mine here. And I've noticed, by the way, around our kingdom, there's actually a few more large rock things like this. So we'll have to go and explore what's in the green mossy rock to find out where the other materials are, like gold and more iron and maybe gems, perhaps. We'll have to see through time. But anyway, let's go ahead and figure out how to get the monastery fully running now. So in order to get people to work at the monastery, we have to convince a few of the citizens in town to become monks. So at this current time, we need 6 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. So that's another 2, 4, 6. So 12 people to work inside the monastery at some of these new jobs, including the vineyard that just completed, and also the winery, and also our herb farm. And, of course, our little bee thingy here, the beekeeper, needs to be assigned as well. So, the next thing that we also need to do is have ourselves a bunch of barrels made. And so now we're importing all the things that are needed to make barrels so we can start putting our wine into barrels and then shipping it over to our wonderful tavern where we can already sell our beer, which we're doing now, and the wine, which is soon to come. Well, we're approaching the end of the series as I'm really kind of running out of new stuff to build. Of course, we can complete building around the lake and such, but I'm going to need your support. So again, if you want to see the series continue, make sure you aggressively smash that like button to let me know you want to see more. I may have added some more details here and there around the city, so peek out and see what you can find that's new, as we again have to rebuild our bridge now. So let's go ahead and see how many villagers we have who are idle at the moment, who might not have a job. Looks like everybody... Oh no, this is the workplace list. Some jobs are not fully filled in terms of like warehouses and granaries. We don't really need those fully filled just yet, because a lot of these other jobs could go to other things. Some people in the city look rather upset, like for example this person here, who is a level 4 transporter. So we'll see. Okay, looks like we have 4 people in the city, so really not a lot to get converted fully to monks. But let's go ahead and get started at least. Wow, this thing will cost us 1,000 coins per week too. So our military conquests continue, which brings in a lot of extra money. So that's really how we're going to fund our economy, as we're still importing a lot of late-game items just to get our stocks up for a while. And in order to build some of these bigger monuments, when you build the monastery, this is probably like literally the biggest building that you can build size-wise, and also in terms of like material costs. And man, this purple roof really looks nice. And you know what's great? This is purple, and down here we have a blue and a red church. And what happens when you combine the two? Boom, you get a monastery. That's right, that's what you get. Okay, let's go ahead and add 4 people. What is conceding villager to the monastery? I hit the button. Do I not get to select how to... I don't remember how this works. We might see monks coming up here now. I think this actually forces people to leave their job, so we better be careful about that. I pressed it a few times. Let's just wait and see what happens if anybody's converted to a monk, perhaps. Let's see. Oh, let's sort by job. Yeah, it should be... Is it alphabetical? I believe it is, but in reverse. Nope, it looks like it's all alphabetical. We only have 4 people here. Can I try to get these people employed as monks then? Is there a way to assign them to monk? No. Let's see. How exactly do we get somebody to become a monk? I don't remember how to do this, then. We can concede a villager to the monastery, but I believe... Is there any details on this? I don't see anybody coming up here just yet. Well, let's go ahead and figure that out at the end. We're still not going to have enough people, so let's focus on our happiness until we can fully fill that monastery. So our road, again, is built and ready to go. A few more things need to be cut down tree-wise, but we're going to build that bridge again. And this should be our last major thing that we build in the city at this time. And by the way, I've noticed that building the stone bridge here actually helps out a lot. People can bypass walking all the way up here, so it really cuts down on people's travel time between destinations, which is really important for when we're building or manufacturing goods, and then that way our people can easily go from point A to point B in order to pick up or drop off things that they need to in order to complete their jobs. Alright, well, welcome to the bridge struggle again. I didn't want to build multiple things at the same time again. Let's go ahead and build a stone bridge. Oh boy. Maybe we'll build it right here. I can't quite remember where I put it, so bear with me as we try to build a bridge yet again. Raptor the Unbearable. Oh boy. Okay, let's try it again. So the next thing I want to do is probably build our military a little bit bigger, as right now we've kind of taken a different empire approach, I suppose, to this problem, where we have a very good tax rate for our people, but we are going to need a lot more money, and the best way to do that is through military campaigns. So we're going to see if we can raise some more cash that way. Oh, that actually is a good spot right there. Although I don't want that pillar to be in the middle of the river. Now, we could build it like this. There's not a way that I can move the whole bridge, unfortunately. There's either build or cancel. You know, one of my favorite bridges to ever build, by the way, if you've ever seen the previous episodes, is we actually built stone bridges, for example, between gaps like this. And you can actually build bridges like this, too. We built one across the entire canyon like this before in this map, but long ago in a different build. So that was quite impressive. The problem about these large monument-type buildings is that they require really just an incredible amount of resources, which could really bankrupt your country, your kingdom, if you're not really paying attention to things. Because since they cost so much money to make, it really also takes a lot of your attention away from managing your kingdom. So, of course, if you're going to build a monastery, you want it to look good. This is looking pretty close to what we had before, but I'm just going to fiddle with it a little bit longer. But these are the real struggles that you get in the game. Probably building the stone bridge has been the most difficult of things that we've done so far, just to try to get it right, I suppose. Alright, now the gap here across the river is a little wider than I wanted. Too bad we can't adjust things like the arch and whatnot for the bridge. We could also make the bridge very small, but that doesn't look as grandiose as making it like 2 arches. In fact, this seems to be the smallest we can make the bridge. This is the smallest size permitted for a stone bridge construction, which making it extra long for no reason is just a waste of time and materials. So keep that in mind when you build it. We'll come back and do that. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. There it goes again. I did it again. We've entered the Dark Ages. You'd think I'd learned the first time, but, well, some things never change, do they? Alright, the stone bridge, though probably a little smaller than our other one, kind of seems to fit the town a little bit better, as it just seems to fit a little bit better in this tight space and looks a little more nice with 2 arches over the water and a reduced size, which means less materials. So let's go ahead and build that one there, and we'll edit on it a little bit later as needed. Great! Okay, let's see if anybody's entered the monastery now. Okay, I'll have to remember how to do this. There is a way, I think, to get people to enter the monastery, and I've forgotten how to, like, concede villagers to... Yeah, I can't remember. We'll have to figure that out towards the end. But anyway, I wanted to work on a few other things as well, like getting our mine and such operating, and also to get more homes for people to live in. We're also going to wait until our troops are fully trained again to go out on yet another military mission. I'm going to try to get our military going on groups of 10 now. 2 groups of 10 should allow us to do double the military campaigns, bringing in a ton of cash, which will allow me to continue to just go on these huge amount of exports. We're imports. We're importing a lot of stuff just because we need more people here, and they're just not moving in as fast because we spent all of our time and effort on a large construction project, which, as you can see, 4 people passing by, 0 decided to join, that type of thing. So we just need some more homes for people, areas to live, and to try to increase the happiness of our people in general. Alright, good. Let's see if we can paint a few more areas, get things looking good. Anywhere they can squeeze in a home is good with me. Let's see, there we go. Okay, so that bridge will be the next thing to be constructed, which will shorten the length of time that people need to take to get between the two kingdoms there. Let's go ahead and continue to extract the trees here. There we go. And that should build right to the bridge, which is right about there, so a little bit of a change of pathing, I suppose, but still it'll be alright. We'll just make sure there's no trees here, and it'll work out. We'll fix it as needed. Perfect! Little by little, inch by inch, everything gets built, and it'll look really good. Okay, so let's see if we can add some more homes anywhere. The biggest problem right now, apparently, is clothing. 26 villagers still without clothes, so we need to increase that a bit in order to make those classes happy, and we'll see if we can do that now. Unfortunately, not a lot of workers at the moment, so we'll need to kind of change some of them. Let's see. Concede a villager to the monastery is the other thing to do. Once we start getting honey, we can sell that as a luxury resource. Kind of the same with the wine. It's more of a luxury level alcoholic beverage. Let's see if I can actually paint the areas for the... Oh, wait a minute. Ah, yes, we can actually change our towers now to be certain structures as well. So let's go ahead and assign our extensions to be dorms. And we can get a lot more people. Oh, that's probably why we couldn't concede anybody to work here. There we go. Because now we had nobody who could live there. There we go. So we need to have homes for them first. You got to convert buildings to dorms. Got it. Okay, so now I'm going to try to convert all the buildings except for the main abbey. That'll be our Great Hall if we can. And let's see. Currently assigned one out. Oh, apparently we already have one assigned to our Great Hall. Ah, and we can also plant the crops as needed. Perfect. Let's go ahead and do that for this vineyard here. Now, the smaller the vineyard, the more it can be covered by the monk. So if we don't build them too large, it'll be very effective. Okay, let's cover the other one now. We can actually put the vineyard on this side too. Very nice. It'll look very good here, I think. It looks a little weird. There we go, that corrected that. Ah, that's going to look good. Perfect. Anything else we'll make some changes to, and it'll look good to have those people walking along there. Okay, now let's finish up the monastery dorms. Extension A. Wow, we can change everything into a dorm. We don't really need this many people living here, but if it can't be assigned to be a great hall, aside from one, we'll just make everything else a dorm. So obviously in this game you don't need a gargantuan monastery in order to have all the monks needed to perform the jobs, but the more monks, the better, I suppose. Plus it raises your religion per each size of the building. Okay, let's assign another extension there. Just want everything to say something other than none now. Can't have any nuns because this is a monastery. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, let's see. Okay, we got a couple of monks already working in the vineyard, which is great. Okay, so it'll take some time for us to get some more people here. Let me make sure that our immigration thing is set. Okay, immigration probability low, happiness is high, employment is high, but residential space is low. So that's one thing we'll need to change up. So that's why I was painting some more space. So happiness, everything else is good, but we're feeding all of these people, and as you can see, we don't really have too much bread or really any other things. So we could actually buy some of the lands over here and try to get people to move in on this side. Only issue is just clearing the lands for homes, so we could build some more rustic homes. I still also have a plan to build a larger industrial area here, so we could build our gold smelter. We necessarily don't have to do everything in the game. Like, we don't have to have a marble cutter and a gold smelter and a glass maker and all that stuff. Though, of course, it's cheaper to do that than importing them. But since we don't have enough people to do all the jobs, our first goal should be residential, and then our next goal will be to fill in the monks. I think that'll be our first two things. So let's try to get some more people into the town. So we'll try to buy some of these fabled lands. Oh, we'll need cash to do that, which means a military quest then, since that's our easiest way of getting cash so far. Everything else is being imported, so let's take a look at our imports for now. It's keeping happiness up, so I'd rather have the happiness than the money. And we're importing a lot of things. Extra bread. Also, this is very helpful to deal with things like storms or whatnot. If we have more than enough bread, we won't buy any, but if a storm ever happens to hit, it'll stop us from dropping below these levels. So we're not doing too many imports. We have a lot of things that are set to import, but we're not importing so much because we're not below certain levels. And so that's okay with me. Especially clothing, though. I want that to be way up high. Another envoy here, but I think we're past that section now. So we are going to try to make use of all the land we have now, and then I'm going to try to buy some more land in order to get more people here. So some of this desirability is low or average, which is okay with me. Just want to build it around the church, but I don't want the people going past the church, you understand. There we go. We just don't want houses to be built on top. There's a good area here to build a house, but in front of this building might look a little strange. Though now it's on the AI as to where and whether or not they build a home, to which there's good spots all around. They just need to kind of pick a spot. Now that we're done with our other construction projects, it means construction crews are clear to build anything else. So what we really need to do is just come up with a large area to purchase, which I think we'll do in that corner shortly. All right, money's coming back in. Great. Our exports outweigh our imports now, as we're also exporting a lot of weaponry, which is great. And this thing isn't helping us either with the amount of imports from this. Or, rather the... wait. Oh, 2 out of 6 vine growers, I see. Oh. They look great already. Beautiful. We could put vines down the other side too, but if I make it too big, it becomes a little bit too much for the current number of people to handle. So we'll keep it slow. Slow and steady will win this race. Alright, now as for supplies, it doesn't seem to be affecting happiness too much. It's just negative 0.272. So let's make sure we've got our bailiff assigned to... oh, we can gain influence if we want to. That's our only mandate at the moment, I see. We don't really need to gain any influence. So the only other things remaining now for us to do is if we get 10 monks, we can unlock the monk statue with 100 splendor, which we have. And everything else is just going to come down to trade bonuses, which we can get by essentially having either more influence or splendor, which is done either through military campaigns, decorations at our keep, or completing more of those envoy requests, which are not too hard either. So I don't think we have to do these at the moment either. But when our military quests come back, they might have blueprints which our person can study. And I believe we've studied 3 out of 3 available at the moment. We found the Roman church, the rustic legacy thing, and then I believe we found something else too that we could use. Beautiful. Alright, I want to import a few more things. Can we import gems? That might be a thing that's found. Let's actually see. Do we have any gems in our resource panel? We have 244 jewelry. But I don't know if we can actually import gems. It doesn't look to be anything that we have in stock. And it doesn't seem to be anything that we can buy. Maybe. There's stained glass, which we can make too, by importing quartz to make that through the glass process. Well, if we can't trade for it, we might only be able to mine it if we find it in one of these rocks. But of course, that comes to expanding everything. Oh, I really like how the monastery looks. While we wait for some more cash to come in, I'm going to go ahead and try to do... oh, actually, buying cypresses costs us quite a bit of cash, too. But you can see there that we made a nice decoration to the front of the monastery. It looks really good. I really like the way it looks. And I love the towers up here as well to keep an eye over the city to make sure everything's functioning appropriately. Okay, well, let's see here. Happiness is good at 90%. We just really could only need more clothing, but let's find some more places for our people to live. Anywhere where we could build houses. If we're going to build houses, we at least need to provide our people with a well to get started, and then eventually build a marketplace to boost it even further. It looks like all the homes here have been filled in. I'm going to try to fill... Yeah, the last time we played this, by the way, as well, this was kind of the problem where there's a high residential demand, and when we make space for residential... even with high, as you can see here, these are the factors that it depends on. Happiness, high. Employment, high. But residential space, low. And happiness is affected by 11% less, which means that we have a nice angling factor that provides even more happiness to us. So, I mean, we're at, like, close to 90% happiness, which is pretty dang high. So we'll have to see if we can find a place to put any more people. Oh, it seems like everybody wants to live around the cheesemaker. Apparently that's a desirable place to live near. Makes sense. People want to live near bakeries and cheesemakers and whatnot. Let's paint some more of this area here. See if we can get somebody to build a house. There we go. Well, if the town won't grow anymore, we will try to give them more space to live. Now, we have all the resources needed to build homes, too. At the start, of course, they build the smaller homes, which are essentially just log imports, tools, and some other minor materials for even basic home building is easy. Let's see. Our income right now is 824, so we should be having a huge income bonus. We have 2 monks. Well, I want some more monks. Where else could we get rid of some current jobs? The only other way to do this would be to, like, get rid of the military. But they're bringing in all that money, which we blow through quite quickly from our imports. And I really don't see any jobs I want to get rid of. So, but regardless, our bridge is constructed, and look at that. People are already using it. Wow, they built that very, very quickly. Oh, actually, they're just putting on the finishing touches. All the stones and stuff are here, so they must be putting hanging up the rest of the banners. And well, that kind of looks nice. I like that in comparison to the other one. I liked both of them, actually, but this one's a good compromise of modesty, but also functionality. Instead of building the bridge unnecessarily long, this will work. Let's go ahead and correct the reforestation here. Oh, cut that out, but then we'll do it here. Nice. Be nice is if we also had ourselves a fishing dock. That would also, we didn't have to have a boat and double the fishermen. That'd be kind of nice. And we'll just cut the rest of those trees out. Oh, and I don't want the people walking that way. No, you don't. I want you people going across the, there we go. This is why you got to use that forbidden land, because I don't want anybody taking no shortcuts. I want them taking this road. Because I could actually use this shortcut to put some more storage buildings, like another warehouse or something. There we go. Now they're going the correct way. The way I wish is king. Perfect. All right. Happiness still bouncing between... I'm good with anything between 85 to 100 I'm completely fine with. And clothing is just going to have to be more sheep, but we need more people. So you can see kind of the impasse that we're at. All you have to do is build, you know, just make more clothes. Okay, that requires more people. Oh, but we need more people. Well, that requires more clothes. That type of thing. So it's a vicious cycle at the moment. Vicious. Vicious cycle. Well, we're going to wait till the military retrains. They're partially trained, getting there. Let's go back to our military again, the glorious Raptorian military. We've got a lot of knights in this round table as well. So that's very nice. And we can go on 2 missions at a time, which actually makes me think to myself, we're probably going to need, if we complete each military mission, they're bringing in about 6,000 gold per military mission. So we're going to need like another manor at this point, which, oh boy, I wish the monastery could be used as a treasury, but I guess they just don't really need those things. So what we could do is build another, we could build another Lord's Manor down here, buy these lands, build a Lord's Manor, and build another small town there to see if we can, you know, basically trick people from coming in. Oh, we've unlocked new things? The splendor of your village has unlocked a new tier of unlockables. Must be endgame buildings that we hadn't seen before. Or decorations. Or a new building. No, we have pretty much every building in the game we've built now. Oh, except for a custom fountain. Oh, that's something I haven't constructed before. That's a whole new thing. We could actually build that out in front, but it's just a waste of materials at this moment. A custom fountain would bring in a large desirability to town. But as you can see, if we go to our desirability tab, boom. There's pretty good desirability. Even here, it's high. Definitely could build a home here or right here. Perhaps we could upgrade some more people from newcomers to serfs, and that might allow them to build some more homes. That might be another thing as well. And get some people actually having some homes, if we could do that. We'll probably do that at the end of the month then. Week 4, day 3. So let's go ahead and try to do upgrades then. And see if we can get more people to buy homes. Or build homes, rather. And I think I've opened up a lot of good spaces for homes to be built. And most of which is church. By church buildings, really. The bridge is finally complete. All large monuments finally constructed. The only other thing would be to build a large fountain, which might require some marble and other delicate things. We're also building that knight statue, too, somewhere around town. I forgot where we put it, but it should be being constructed if we have marble and other things, which we don't need. So right now, we play the waiting game until everyone's fully trained. And we'll try to split them into 2 groups and go on 2 separate military missions to bring in a ton of cash. To which I might need to consider building another Lord's Manor, though I want to build it over here, which would require more cash. So everything is like, do this, but also we need this. And we could also start exporting some wine and some other things. Let's worry about exports now. What do we have for exports? Let's get rid of some extra things. Anything over 100 logs we're trying to sell, we have 1,000, so you can see how well that's going. We need lots of tools in the kingdom, because if we build any sort of future monument, we're going to need a lot of materials in order to do it. And that's just going to be really important. Let's see, what else do we have? We could also start selling raw materials like polished stone and regular stone. So let's go ahead and start with our exports. Let's go ahead and start exporting anything over 50 maybe. Actually, you know, for fabric, I don't want to go any lower than that. There we go. So let's go ahead and start exporting anything over 100. Since we're done with the large importing, we can now start exporting things. Large construction projects are also complete, so this should stabilize the economy. Wine we can start selling, anything over 100. We can also sell it back to our people, but we'll be making some now. Honey we'll sell anything over 0. Yeah, I think we should go on the time of great sale. Everything's going on sale now. Importing iron for our cooperage. Or our coopy. Let's see. Let's go ahead and export any extra cheese. Bum, bum. Yeah, we could also start selling herbs, too. Whenever we have a moment for that. Alright, we can all start selling all blueprints now. Anything over 1. Actually, anything over 0. Any extra stained glass. Any extra... Now, we have a lot of spears. If we lose any troops, I'll need those. But we're making our own swords. Interestingly enough, I don't think we can actually make spears in this game either. I think at the moment, you can only get them through military conquests. So that's interesting. Okay. Although I don't know how many we have in storage. Let's see. 67. Wow, we have 67 spears. Crazy. That's a lot of experience. Okay, now we can finish up our next thing, which is expanding our great lands. So let's build ourselves a manor over here again. And we'll build some small... we could probably build like a little bridge here, a manor up on the hill, and then some small houses around here. So let's have our people build some wells. And we'll just request some homes to be constructed here. And here. The Lord's Manor itself might also attract people. And we'll probably need to build a church over here somewhere as well. To which we could probably build it up here in this corner. Actually, yeah, that'll be a perfect spot for us to build a church. We'll build yet another rustic church here. And 3 more buildings can be constructed there. 3 more wells. Alright, so as soon as the wells are complete, we will then start building our Lord's Manor. And I will also approve... trees to be cut down around here. And this will take a long time since our loggers are busy elsewhere. And we'll buy that land there later. Okay, so any extra people that we get into town will move in over here as soon as those lands are cleared. Then we'll convert them to monks and see if we can continue to get people areas to live within the town. Other than that, there's really not much more area that I can dedicate, as some of it will be needed for the industry with any extra hands that we have after the minimum amount of monks required. And all future money will go towards buying any extra spaces around the lake, to which we'll just build some small rural homes, and eventually they'll go from this to eventually these larger, more beautiful homes such as this. Yay. Okay. Imports are bringing a lot of good cash. Troops are mostly and partially trained. Good to see that. Bum, 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 bum. Okay. Now let's see. We've been winning battles like crazy. It doesn't show. Look, nobody's dead, though. We haven't lost any troops in any of our battles for a very, very, very long time. The last time we lost anybody was... oh, wow, we actually lost 2 knights in one of the battles. But that was long, long ago. Real long time ago. Okay. Let's see. 278, 84. Everything's holding great. So now this is where... At this point in the game, this is kind of where things... a lot of people ask me, why, did you stop? Did you abandon? Are you going to play anymore? It's like, at this point, there's really not much we can do without it being a long, arduous process of kind of like trying to trick villagers to move in. If anything, I need people to do all the jobs. So, and as you can see, none of them want to move in. Fools. Fools. So now we just need to wait for construction people to come on over. To which it seems like people are walking over this way. Let's build ourselves a little bridge here, too. Now, I would build that other wooden bridge, by the way, up by the keep, but I can't do it at the moment because, you know, every time I try to call people into battle, they don't want to walk across the bridge. My own battle. Ah, this will be nice. We could actually put the Lord's Keep right up here. Yeah, it's perfect. Let's actually put it like right here. That'll be like a little ramp to get up to the top. Something like that. Something like this. Oh, I kind of like that. It's kind of like a ramp to get up to the Lord's Manor. Well, let's angle it just a little bit more. There we go. Whoa, what the... Oh, I guess half of it comes constructed. Alright, well, whatever. That's fine. That's what happens when you buy prefab. Okay. Well, aside from adding all sorts of beautiful decorations, like, for example, I could add little hedge mazes here and there. More superstitious at this point of just leaving blank space at high desirability with the hope that somebody, a new victim, a new citizen, new citizen is going to move into our totally not of a trap town. There we go. Covered that up nicely. Perfect. All right, any more fishing lands we can get right here? I actually think our people can go into fishing zones if we don't control them. Maybe not. This boat started to go here finally, but I don't know if we were in control of that before. Alright, we have a lot more cash. Let me buy some more area. We'll buy that one to build a church. Very simple rustic church. Nothing fancy. Just keep it rustic. We'll build our little church over here. And we'll keep it simple. We'll make this one out of wood, maybe. Now, as for the mining on those rocks and all the other things I said I wanted to do, I'm like super itchy right now. Like I really want to start mining on those rocks and making a marble mine and things like that, but I can't because I just don't have the ability right now to actually to do any of that without people moving into the city. So right now our goal is to just get people to move in. If they move in, we will do the mining, we will do glass smelting, we will do all the things that we hope to do, hope and dream. And we can put a little market on the edge of town here with a couple of stalls for clothes and food, and same over here as well as some more fishing docks too. Beautiful. Oh, it looks like the builders are actually coming over here, and it looks like material... Oh, they're not starting construction because I didn't have money at the time. These projects weren't started yet. There we go. Now they're good. Perfect. And did we build a living area here? Ah, you can actually see they're somewhat desirable. Until the well is complete, it'll raise that desirability even more. You can see a little green. Nice. And we'll opt for some homes to be built here. And maybe I'll build a wall or something here just to make sure people go across this bridge or something. Now we could actually put a fishing dock down here. That'll look nice. Let's do that. Fishing dock. Now, the other thing we can start doing, too, is we have not yet built ourselves a hunting lodge or anything like that, and since we're building here in a more rustic area of town, we can actually start doing that on the outskirts of town, too, depending on how many people actually live here. So what we could start doing is we can build a hunter's tent. We can buy this area, build a couple hunters' camps or whatnot to bring in boar, and then all the extra people that move in will be converted to monks, and then past that, we will start mining iron and also marble, which will bring in a lot of money from sculptures and things that we can export pretty much for free. Well, the military of Raptoria is ready to go, and it looks like we're at the end of our days here today, folks. So thank you very much for joining me. This may well be our very last episode, so if you want to see it continue, let's try to get up over 5,000 likes, and I'll come on back for more. We can still continue to expand this town, but we've seen most of what's new in the preview build of Alpha 1.6. And again, if you guys want to get access to this game, make sure you click or tap join and become members, because the developers, when they do give me keys, we do our members-only giveaways for these types of games and many more. So if you haven't already, follow me on Instagram and Twitter and all that other stuff. And if and when we make another episode, it will come soon enough. So alert! This is our last episode for some time, unless we get a ton of likes, and if you guys want to see more, it'll be a very long and slow process, but I think we've done everything we wanted to here. So thanks as always for joining me, you guys, and we will be back for more. When this preview build releases fully, more things will be functioning, and more maps will be available, so maybe we'll come back and start fresh with all the lessons learned from this town, and build another big, beautiful town, and another big, beautiful map. Thanks, guys, for joining me as always, and I hope to see you again soon, maybe next time for more Winds Foundation. Soon.